What if I told you that while everyone's spending hundreds of dollars on fancy longevity stacks, there's a supplement that costs about 15 bucks for a 3-month supply that might be doing more for your health span than half the stuff in your cabinet? I'm talking about glycine. And before you roll your eyes thinking this is another overhyped amino acid, hear me out, because the research on this is actually kind of wild. Here's the thing that bugs me about the longevity space right now. We've turned healthy aging into this complicated science experiment. People are tracking 20 different biomarkers, taking 30 supplements, and spending a fortune on protocols that, frankly, most of us can't maintain. Meanwhile, there's this dirt-cheap amino acid that your body already makes, sitting right there in the supplement aisle, and it's checking boxes that some of these expensive compounds can only dream about. I started looking into glycine about a year ago, not because it was trendy, but because I kept seeing it pop up in aging research. And the more I dug, the more I realized we've been overlooking something remarkably simple. So today, I want to break down exactly what glycine does, why it matters for long-term longevity, and how you can use it without turning your morning routine into a chemistry lab. Let's start with what glycine actually is. It's the smallest amino acid in your body. Your body makes it naturally, but here's the catch. As you age, you don't make quite enough. Think of glycine as one of your body's master regulators. It's involved in building proteins, making glutathione, regulating your nervous system, and even influencing how your mitochondria function. It's not sexy, it's not new, but it's fundamental. Now, the anti-aging angle. This is where it gets interesting. Glycine is a precursor to glutathione, which is arguably your body's most important antioxidant. Glutathione protects your cells from oxidative stress, helps with detoxification, and declines as you age. When your glutathione levels drop, your cells take more damage, inflammation goes up, and you age faster. Glycine helps you make more of it. Simple as that. But let me explain it in detail. But first, we need to talk about why this matters more than just antioxidants are good. Because that's where most people stop, and they miss the bigger picture. Oxidative stress isn't just some abstract concept. It's literally your cells rusting from the inside. Every time your mitochondria make energy, they create reactive oxygen species as a byproduct. Normally, your antioxidant systems, led by glutathione, clean this up. But when you don't have enough glutathione, that damage accumulates. Your DNA gets nicked, your proteins get damaged, your cell membranes weaken. This is aging at the molecular level. And here's what most people don't realize. Taking antioxidants directly, like vitamin C or E, is helpful, but it's not the same as supporting your body's own antioxidant production. Glutathione works inside your cells. It's made inside your cells, and glycine is one of the 3 amino acids you need to build it. The other 2 are cysteine and glutamic acid, which most people get enough of. Glycine is the bottleneck. Studies on glycine and aging are legitimately fascinating. Research shows that glycine supplementation can extend lifespan in animal models. In humans, there's evidence that it improves markers of metabolic health, reduces inflammation, and even protects against age-related muscle loss. One study found that older adults who took a combination of glycine and another amino acid called GlyNAC saw improvements in mitochondrial function, oxidative stress, and physical performance within weeks. Now let's talk sleep, because this is where glycine really shines for everyday life. If you've ever laid in bed with your mind racing, glycine might be your new best friend. It acts as an inhibitory neurotransmitter in your brain, meaning it calms neural activity. Studies have shown that taking 3 grams of glycine before bed can improve sleep quality, reduce the time it takes to fall asleep, and help you feel more rested the next day. And we're not talking about knocking you out like a sleeping pill. It's subtle. You just sleep deeper. The research on this is solid. People report feeling less groggy in the morning, having better focus during the day, and just generally feeling more restored. And considering that sleep is one of the most powerful longevity interventions we have, anything that improves sleep quality without side effects is worth paying attention to. But here's where it gets even better. Glycine also has metabolic benefits. It helps regulate blood sugar by improving insulin sensitivity. There's research showing that people with higher glycine levels tend to have lower rates of type 2 diabetes. It also reduces inflammation, which is a driver of pretty much every age-related disease you can name. Heart disease, Alzheimer's, arthritis, cancer, they all have inflammation at their root. And glycine does something else that's underrated. It supports collagen production. Collagen is about a third glycine by weight. As you age, your collagen degrades. Your skin wrinkles, your joints get stiff, your connective tissue weakens. Supplementing with glycine gives your body more raw material to maintain and repair collagen. It's not going to reverse decades of aging overnight, but it's one piece of the puzzle. Before we get to how much you should take, let me quickly address GlyNAC, because you might have heard of it. GlyNAC is a combination of glycine and N-acetylcysteine, or NAC. The idea is that by giving your body both glycine and cysteine, you're removing any bottleneck in glutathione production. The research on GlyNAC is impressive. Studies show it can reverse multiple signs of aging in older adults, including oxidative stress, mitochondrial dysfunction, inflammation, and even cognitive decline. So, should you take GlyNAC instead of just glycine? Maybe. If you're really focused on maximizing glutathione production, GlyNAC makes sense. But here's my take. Glycine alone is cheaper, simpler, and still gives you most of the benefits. If you want to add NAC on top, great. But if you're just starting out, or if you want to keep things simple, glycine by itself is a fantastic place to start. Now, let me hit you with a late-stage truth bomb before we get to the practical stuff. The longevity industry wants you to believe that living longer requires a complicated, expensive protocol. And sure, there's a place for advanced interventions. But the fundamentals, sleep, stress management, movement, nutrition, still matter more than any supplement ever will. Glycine isn't a magic pill. It's a tool that supports those fundamentals. And that's exactly why it works. All right, let's talk dosing. Most studies use between 3 and 10 grams per day. 3 grams is the sweet spot for sleep. 5 to 10 grams is more common for metabolic and anti-aging benefits. I personally take 5 grams before bed. It dissolves easily in water, it's slightly sweet, and I notice a difference in how I sleep. You can also get glycine from food. Bone broth is loaded with it. Collagen powder is mostly glycine. Gelatin desserts, if you're into that. Chicken skin, pork rinds, any food with connective tissue. But honestly, if you want a consistent dose, supplementing is easier. Here's the thing most longevity content won't tell you. You don't need a perfect protocol. You don't need to optimize every variable. You need a handful of things that are simple, affordable, and sustainable. Glycine checks all those boxes. It's one of the cheapest supplements on the market. It's backed by solid research. It supports multiple pathways that matter for aging. And it's something you can actually stick with. Now, full transparency. I don't sell glycine, but I have listed some options in the description that I have tried myself. I do believe that when something works and it's accessible to everyone, it's worth talking about. And glycine is one of those rare things that lives up to the hype without costing a fortune. So here's what I'd suggest. If you're curious, grab a bag of glycine. Start with 3 grams before bed for a week and see how you sleep. If you notice a difference, consider bumping it up to 5 grams and taking it consistently. Track how you feel. And if it's working for you, keep it in your routine. That's it. No need to overcomplicate it. Living longer doesn't have to feel complicated or out of reach. Sometimes the best tools are the simplest ones. Glycine is one of those tools. It's not flashy, it's not expensive, but it works. And in a world where everyone's chasing the next big thing, maybe that's exactly what we need more of. If you found this helpful, I've got more eye-opening research on longevity compounds that most people have never heard of. Click the video that just appeared on your screen to discover the next piece of the healthy aging puzzle. Thank you for spending your time here. I'm grateful you're on this journey with me. Wishing you practical progress and good health.